Hey, what's up, couch potatoes, and welcome back to Westeros, guys. We are back to talk a little House of the Dragon. Now, what's so exciting about this is my wife and I both have read The Song of Ice and Fire, big fans. She hasn't read Fire and Blood, but I have. So I thought it was a lot of fun watching House of Dragon with her not knowing everything. Yeah. It's been a ton of fun. Now, obviously, you know what happens with the Targaryens, but you don't know exactly how they got there. So it's been a lot of fun for me. But these aren't going to be like big time analysis, breakdown videos, anything like that. There are better channels out there for you guys to find that stuff. So I'm going to kind of talk about the episode that happened. It will be talking about what happened in that episode. So if you haven't watched it, come back after. So we will be talking about the events in that.
Spoiler alert.
But I won't be spoiling anything that hasn't happened on the show yet. Don't worry about it because, hello, she hasn't seen it. That would be really, really dickish of me if I did that. Okay, well, we are back. I loved season one. I think I liked it a little more than you because I there was so much stuff that I wanted to see that I got to see. But I felt like you came along more after stopped doing all the time jumps in season one, right?
Yeah, that helped.
I thought that was something that I'm glad they're not going to have to do this year because now that they've made it to the dance, that was really like season one was almost like a prologue.
Yeah.
And now we're actually to the Dance of Dragons, which, even if you haven't read this, that's a big event in Westeros history, obviously, because it kind of shapes the form of what's going to happen with the Targ family here. But so you are happy with it being just one timeline now? You're cool with that? It's the same actors going to be playing all the characters the rest of the way? You're good with that?
I'm good with that.
So as of right now, you are Team Green or Team Black?
Oh, I told you I am a house divided.
Okay.
In my heart, I am Team Green.
Okay.
But in my head, I am Team Black.
Why are you Team Green in your heart?
I just
you like ladies who kill people's kids, or is that you like that? Because the Team Green, now that's going to be Alicent's.
Yes.
And it was one of her kids that killed one of Rhaenyra's kids.
Yes.
So,
but I think as head of Team Green, Alicent is head of Team Green. There's a lot of people who think they might be head of
Otto.
Team Green. Yeah, exactly.
That's what this episode was about, was Otto like stepping on her all the time. And
right.
Well, I got to agree with her. If you're going to step on me, do it like this. Don't do it in front of my kid. They're never going to respect me.
Well, and then and the child looks like he's the head of Team Green, but she's the head of Team Green for all intents and purposes. Okay. And I think she is acting with her heart. What she knows is right now. What she knows is incomplete information, but she is doing what she knows to be right.
What she thinks her dad told her.
Yes, what she thinks her dad told her, what she thinks is going on with Rhaenyra. And so in my heart, I'm Team Green. But in my head, I see the bigger picture, and I can see where she's just wrong.
So you'd say she's head of Team Green, but I'd say Sir Kristen Cole's head of Team Green because he's getting all up in there. We talk about getting some head. Oh my God, right? That was great. Good for her, huh?
No hate on her. Get it done,
so
friend.
That was a little surprise. Like I said, the book is very much written as like chroniclers of history. You got maesters, you got different conflicting things. So they can play around with some things, and you can't say, oh, that's inaccurate. That's why I think this is the best way to make an adaptation because it can still surprise someone like me because it is very different than the Song of Ice. So it's not really like a straight narrative. It's, different maesters' accounts, historians, and, some of them even admit that they have biases and things like that. Yeah. And all of a sudden you think about a friend of a friend of a friend telling you about something that happened 100 years ago, things might be a little different. So I think that gives them enough wiggle room to play around with stuff on the show, like the relationship with Alicent and Sir Kristen Cole there. Okay, so why are you Team Black in your head?
Because I can see the bigger picture and I know the facts of the situation, and that's the way it should be.
And she has the better claim. Her father named her.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Now, what I think's really messed up about that is that Alicent thinks she was like doing something, but you see then that everybody they'd planned to do that even without her.
Right.
Isn't that messed up?
Yeah.
How about that? So with me, I tell people you're going to switch sides several times through this. That's just kind of what Game of Thrones dictates. That just happens.
Love the gray.
Yeah, think about all the characters in Song of Ice and Fire. Like, I hate that character, irredeemable. And then by book 3, you're like, please don't die. Please don't kill him, George. So he's just that good of a writer. So I think with this, when he does write, got to get it in there when you can, right? With this, I feel like Rhaenyra has the better claim, obviously, because her dad named her. And honestly, I'd say they got the high ground. They got the dragon event. Now look, Team Green's got Vagar. That's the biggest boy. They got the biggest nuke. But the other team's got more nukes. So I think they need to focus all their powers and go take out
So
Vagar
possession's not 9/10 of
and
the
A1.
law?
I mean,
They're
okay, look.
they're the named and acting king. They've got the red keep.
So they're
I think they
entrenched.
have the high
Okay,
ground.
so I think that kind of levels the playing field. They got the biggest dragon. They've got the actual keep. So I guess they got they're more entrenched. Whereas Rhaenyra's coming at them as like invader. Okay, I got you there. But see,
and then they've already got a kill under their belt because
well, that's what we're going to talk about. The one thing I did not like about this episode, and this one's hard to be a book reader, guys.
Oh no, I'm talking about the dragon kill.
Okay, well, I'm saying that this episode, son for son,
fired.
This episode's about evening the score, eye for an eye, right? Now,
Yeah.
obviously, she says, "I want Aemond," and I was saying when we were just kind of looking at the power structures here, it was like, okay, I feel like Daemon and Aemon kind of cancel each other out because they're both wild cards. They'll both do crazy shit, and be honest, they both fuck up a lot. I mean,
and they both have their own motives, like where you would put Alicent and Rhaenyra as heads of each house, but they're acting in that house, but they are not acting under them or for them.
Yeah, I think that Daemon and Aemon are both like zero buffer, bro. None.
Yeah.
Got none there. So she says, I think that's the only line that Rhaenyra has in this episode is I want Aemon Targaryen. And that's cool. It's powerful. I thought her intro when she finally came back to the keep, that was awesome. That was an awesome intro. It was like full on like boss. I loved it. But with me is the blood and cheese thing. Now, that's if guys don't know blood and cheese. I don't think they really say. We were watching with subtitles. And I felt like that's the only reason I even knew their name. I don't know if they actually said their names.
I think they at least said cheese. I'm not sure if anybody said blood, and I definitely wouldn't have associated it that way if I wasn't reading
so that's
the titles.
the rat catcher and the guard that Daemon hires to go get Aemon. And he actually says, what if Aemon's not there? And it doesn't really show you what he says. So basically what he says is eye for an eye. They took one of our sons, we're going to take one of their sons, but don't hurt anybody else, is really what he tells them in the book. Don't hurt anybody, just say that. But what makes this so much worse, guys, in the book is they took out, I think it's Maelor. I think that's the other Targaryen son's name. So there was Jaehaerys and Jaehaerys II, and I think Maelor, it might be Maelor. Maelor is the second Targaryen king. I might be getting the names are confusing, guys, and we're doing this off the fly. I don't have notes in front of me or nothing. But in the book, she had, those two are both there, and they tell her, you have to pick which one of these kids we're going to kill. So already it's much worse. And she's like, I can't. And then there's the girl there, the daughter, and they're like, okay, well, we're going to rape her if you don't pick one. So she picks Maelor because Jaehaerys is the heir to the throne. Who knows what a mother's thinking in that situation, right?
She's not.
And so they're like, thanks, and they kill Jaehaerys anyway. So the one that lives is the kid who knows, yeah, you picked me to die, Mom.
Yeah, because they're not asleep in the book.
So that drives Helena a little crazy. So in this, it's like...
A little more crazy?
I understand that there's certain things you just don't do. And beheading children on TV is probably something you don't do. So I understood what they did off camera. That wasn't my problem. My problem was with this, it's just like they're asking her which one's the male. And she points at him. To me, that's not nearly as bad. I mean, it sucks. I mean, obviously you're dealing with dead kids and shit. It's terrible. But I mean, this to me, when I read that in the book, I was like, that's Red Wedding on steroids. Because, oh my God, they just you're killing a kid. And you're making your mom choose which one kills. And then you go and just say, F you, and I'm going to kill the one that you didn't want. Yeah, I couldn't breathe when I read that. So I feel like they dropped the ball a little bit, and then I would be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed with that. Overall, I still think the episode was really great. I'm glad that we're not jumping all over the place. We're really more focused, it felt like. And I don't feel like about 2/4 of the way through it, I said, shoot, I feel like there's like almost zero action. And I think that's what really made Song of Ice and Fire great for me. It wasn't ever about the action. It was about the interactions between the characters, the politics, the scheming, and stuff like that. And if you can pull that off on television, that's pretty impressive because I felt like the episode really was just a dialogue episode. There wasn't, I mean, sure, you had a couple of eye candy shots of dragons and stuff. But you might have seen anything there, but yeah, good stuff. But I got to say,
that is the ultimate, like, husbands don't listen. Like, what? She specifically said, I want Aemon Targaryen, and he said, just any son will do.
If you can't find him, any son will do. Again.
And it's going to come back to her, and he's going to, I don't know, he might not say shit to her. He's such a wild card, but he's going to come back and be like, yeah, I did this for you. I avenged that death. And she's like, no.
Well, I mean, Daemon wants war. He wants full-on anarchy. Yeah. He wants to take out all of his enemies. And I think he feels like, okay, well, we're this close to war. Anything is going to escalate this where there is the point of no return, because believe in the book, they do actually send like an apology, basically saying, "Look, we did not tell Amon to go kill that kid. We did not tell him to do that."
No, they talk about that in the show.
And it's one of those things where it's
mentioned in
like,
the show as well. And
is that going to fix anything? Probably not, but it's
better than
it's
not
better
saying
than not even
anything,
trying,
yeah.
right? So there's still that chance, okay, we can do some kind of penance and we can work this out without just major bloodshed. But it's going to happen at this point. Now it's just like, this is the point of no return. It's
well,
on.
this is the same thing. When she apologized for the eye, that apology was not sufficient.
Right.
That apology,
Right.
So
yeah. You're keeping body count. So okay, all right. So you don't hold grudges. Good to know. Good to know.
The other thing I really liked in this episode, and I'm just always going to really like because I just like badass old ladies.
Rainey's. I was going to say that was my wild card of the episode. She's so great, man. Yeah. She's so great. The queen that never was. That
interaction between her, it was.
What if only you were the king? Oh my God, yeah, that's good. Yeah, so Rainey's, I feel like she very much is like this time period's Queen of Thorns. She's not quite as vulgar as Olenna Tyrell was, but she's very much just
she's
like. She's
not as sassy, but she's definitely maybe even stronger.
Think about it. She's she got fucked out of this position years ago, and she's just to the point of like, I don't take no shit from nobody. What I'll be interested to see is what they're going to do with the sea snake this year, because they're really diving in with the stuff with him and Alan, the guy that saved him. I don't know. Again, this is stuff in the book that's very, very general, so I'll be interested to see what they do with that. But anytime I get more of House Valerian, I'm excited for that. And I think their wigs,
that's probably my favorite.
Their wigs look a lot better this year. I think that was something last year. I was like, dude, those look like mop tops. So I feel like they've improved that. I still think Damon's wig looks weird, but again, the budget for this show is astronomical, and I feel like it shows.
I don't know if I would think that if I didn't know him as the Doctor.
Yeah, as Doctor Who first.
Yeah,
that might be something. So, any other real big standouts this episode for you? Or?
No, not off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think it was pretty focused. It was a pretty focused episode on a small section of characters here.
I think it did a really good job of like haven't seen you for a while, so kind of drawing you back in from your season 1 knowledge, and then like dropping you right into here we go.
I did like them showing Hal Stark in this because I still think this is really early. So I won't be surprised if you don't see like Hal Stark again this season. So I feel like it's really just kind of, unless they're increasing some roles. But they're saying these characters are going to come into play later, but I did like that we get to see them. We got to see the wall and things like that. That's really awesome.
Oh, and the other two guys that I was actually kind of looking for, because I was trying to rack my brains before we watched about season 1 and what did I need to remember and what kind of loose ends was I looking forward to, was the twins. Or maybe
Eric
they're not
and Art,
twins, but brothers.
I'm pretty sure, when you guys are identical freaking twins, you're the same age. But he did say, we joined at 8 and 10.
We took our vows at 8 and 10.
So I don't know if that means they just didn't join the Kingsguard at the same time or what. But I love this response to that. We're trained, to protect the Novas, especially when we don't know what's going on, So that was a good answer. But yeah, that's very, very Shakespearean stuff that goes on with these two.
That's who I'm looking for. Like,
I can't wait to see that.
I liked seeing the divide in the story, but obviously the royal level we're going to get, but it's kind of nice to see it, maybe not at the peasant level, because if you're a peasant, every day sucks, whether the royals are fucking each other over or not. But at that kind of working man level.
All right, so what are you, now it's go time, it's war time, it's full on war. I don't know if I'm going to say what do you think is going to happen next, but like what would you like to see happen? What do you think, what are you looking forward to this year?
So talking about House Stark, I want to see kind of where do these other houses, and especially ones I am familiar, like we saw oh my gosh, the Lannisters.
Yeah, there's the Lannister on the Lannisters. That was hilarious, by the way, with the kid.
With the child.
Harris keeps playing with the little.
It'll be his pony.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
So the Lannisters, I saw a preview for something with House Tully. That's interesting. I heard a little bit about House Aaron. Like they pledge to the blacks
as long
if
as you
send
a dragon. Yeah.
So like I kind of like hearing the nods to the
great
lore
houses,
I'm familiar with. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting and fun to see how they'll play and interact across Westeros.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I would love to have like a little Dorne action or inaction.
Well, I'm big time for Dorne. They're the only nation that did not bend the knee to the conqueror. So I've always got like just mad respect for them. I say I'm House Martell. You feel like I should know these things. Guys, I read so many fantasy series. Sometimes these names just start to jumble up after a while. But yeah, this is exciting stuff. I feel like that even though I was very disappointed with how much they kind of missed an opportunity with Blood and Cheese, because I feel like that really could have been that moment where you're like, holy hell, we are back and we are not messing around.
No,
you think?
as a non-reader, it was holy hell. We are back and we are not
Okay,
messing around.
that's why I wanted to ask how are
Because
casuals?
because when he said, "What if we can't find him?" and it just did the cutaway, and like as a woman who heard another woman specifically say what she wanted was Amon.
So
and
that's like
then-
if you sent me to the grocery store for some green apples and I came back with some grapes.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously much more higher stakes than that, but I'm just saying.
So I'm thinking he's like, yeah, we'll fucking figure it out until you find him, and
So you think Blood and Cheese just kind of improvised? Okay.
no. Like as a non-reader, and
I see.
I would have never thought, well, just any son will be
Any son will
sufficient.
do. Any
Yeah,
son will
no,
do.
yeah.
So. All right. Well, I mean, that's really all I think we have for this
One more
episode.
thing.
Okay, go ahead.
One more thing, a character that I am annoyed by, but also kind of on that working man level is Miss Thing from Essos, the courtesan, concubine, the whore.
Massaria?
There you
Massaria?
go.
Yeah.
She seems to have some sort of inflated future or role in what's coming up, and I'm
Well, I can neither confirm nor deny. But I was telling her that she basically saying like she is very much like the Varys of this time period. She's got her little birds and her spies and stuff, and that's why Damon goes to her. And it's like I know about Maegor the Cruel. You know about all of his secret passages in the Red Keep. And that's how it actually gets. So I'm thinking that they know where Damon might have got that information, and she might just have to say because she already was trying to skip town.
she does, yes.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I think that actress just has like the worst accent that it tries.
Is it her actual accent?
I
Is
have
she
no
putting
idea.
on
We
it?
talked
There
about
is something
this
about
last
her
year
speech
that-
pattern that
yeah.
is unpleasant to my ears.
So that's a nitpick. I still think this is like the best show on right now, but I'm so biased towards anything Song of Ice and Fire. I love it. I just feel like it's in the right hands.
Oh, you know what else? The new intro. I am
Yeah, the
digging that
tapestry.
so hard.
I actually need to watch that again. Actually, I know there are people doing
yeah.
it already, but I want to do it
Yes.
myself. I saw several. I was like, actually, there might be actually some spoilers in that tapestry if you know what you're looking at. But I don't know. I might have been jumping ahead a little bit.
I saw a little interview where they're asking the actors to sing or hum or vocalize the song, and they were doing it. And so I love that they kept the song because that song slaps.
Yeah,
but
people complained about that last year. I was like, dude, you got
how are you gonna top it?
you got the greatest
How are you
hit. Why are you
gonna
gonna
top
change it?
But
Yeah.
I like just from the second it opened and I saw that, I'm like, oh, they changed up the intro and
Yeah.
the tapestry to me, and this is, I am a history teacher, but that tapestry is a nod to like women's work and your historical records, especially in a time period where not everybody can read. Like, I nerded out so much just on that intro scene.
Yeah, it's much better than the Bloodlines. I thought the Bloodlines was a neat idea.
Well, and I don't know if you saw or kind of caught, but the tapestry is becoming soaked in blood.
Yeah.
So your women's work, your history is becoming like, ugh, I'm giving myself.
I'm
chills.
sure there's probably
I'm
already people
nerding
who
out
have
so
broke down
hard.
every scene of this on YouTube. I haven't watched anything for
we'll
this
get
yet.
there. We'll get there.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm excited.
And then, as a non-reader, I'm not catching things, but you said it had spoilers.
I
in the
think it has
tapestry.
some
Yeah.
spoilers in there, but again, that might have just been me assuming. I mean, I saw scenes that I thought I knew, and I'm like, maybe that's not what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Like, there's one where you do see Maegor actually like how he died on the throne. You actually see that in the tapestry, and that's really rad. So I felt like what they did is what Wheel of Time was trying to do, but they actually did it right, much like this show. Yes. So I can't pass up an opportunity to say something not so nice about Wheel of Time and Rings of Power. But guys, watch. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. HBO, they understand what makes fantasy work, and that's why they're leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else when it comes to this genre. So there we are. So House
Pick
of
up my
Dragon.
embroidery hoop again.
You guys keep talking to us. You guys keep wanting us to keep doing this. We'll keep doing this for every episode because I'm so excited for what's to come, guys. Because Blood and Cheese is that moment that made me say like, holy shit. But the Dance of Dragons as a whole, I think look, Storm of Swords is still my favorite Song of Ice and Fire book. Don't get me wrong, but I still think the Dance of Dragons as an event overall is the biggest thing that ever happens at Westeros because it really does shape everything that happens by the time you get to this series proper. So I'm very excited about what's to come. It's already been renewed for season 3, so that's great. So I think George said they wanted to do 4 seasons to tell this whole story. And that goes up through the rule of Aegon the Third. So I'm very excited to see if we actually do make it there, if that's how far they go. And also, just as a little bonus here, they have started to record A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which is Dunk and Egg.
That's the next.
Yeah.
I'm not actually terribly interested in reading this series, but I've always kind of had like, if I ever went back to George R. which
Yeah, the Hedge Knight's excellent read.
Did not satisfy my needs, did not finish my enjoyment, but I would dunk an egg.
Yeah, no, it's good. And I'm glad. I think that, and I just feel like it's only a matter of time until they do Aegon's Conquest. That's something I definitely want to see. But I think you guys keep watching these, and maybe we'll get all this stuff. It'd be great. But hopefully they don't dilute it, like other properties have been diluted and stuff. But I feel like there's still so much good stuff that has completed source material for them to do. And I think it could be just a great time for fans of Westeros. So, guys, House of the Dragon, Season 2, Episode, what did you think? Try not to spoil anything that's on the way because my wife reads these comments, and I don't want you guys to spoil anything that's coming because I'm enjoying watching this with someone who has not actually read it. It's been a lot of fun. And we'll talk to you guys on the next one.